You got me another bottle of water.
And we are live here at the NFT Expoverse. I got the big guy with me here, guys, the CEO of Parler, George Farmer. Now, especially my audience, you guys all know who the Parler app, Parler is, and what they're doing. So pretty interesting. He's on stage in about 25 minutes. So make sure if you're here at the Expoverse to tune in over here on the main stage, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think we're either that stage or that stage over there, something like that.
They're both pretty good. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing in the space. Oh, and just a little bit of backstory here. Our Times Square billboard during the NFT NYC, the Parler app was on our 100-second loop. And so we had 20 seconds of the 100-second loop. Parler also did. So it wasn't like directly one after the other. It was some in between. Yeah. But we were like over and over and over again. So you guys are making moves. Tell me a little bit about that and what brought you here to the NFT Expoverse.
Sure. Yeah, well, basically, we sort of took a step back last year and we analyzed all the different areas that we could get uncancelable technology to be at the front of people's minds. And blockchain is uncancelable. It's a distributed database. We love it. As a result, we wanted to embrace it. We started doing NFT Melania Trump, which we did last year. She had a really successful launch. She sold out various collections, which was great. And then we obviously realized that this was something that our consumer base wanted to get hold of. So we started we launched Deep Red Sky at the beginning of this year. That was a great platform. And now we sell a variety of collections on there. And we want to integrate political NFTs into the offering as well. So we're helping consumers with fundraising and political candidates with fundraising for their NFT market. So we're doing a lot in the space right now.
Well, that's really cool. So let's talk about that. I mean, obviously that's kind of your flagship brand here is the Deep Red Sky.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's talk a little bit about them and what exactly they're doing.
So Deep Red Sky is a marketplace. deepredsky.io. You can go and check it out. We have a variety of brands on there. Conservative influencers. We launched a collection for Brandon Tatum a couple of weeks ago. He's a very well-known conservative influencer. We have a collection for the Babylon Bee up there. We worked with them to get that out after they were canceled from Twitter. We have a collection of called Crypto Trumps up there, which is kind of like a gimmicky generative art picture of Donald Trump in a variety of different outfits, and there's 1,000 of those, and they've sold out about half the collection. And then we have a variety of either homegrown or other influencer collections, which will be launching within the next month or two. And basically, it's another NFT marketplace. We only want to work with a few selected brands to try and get their sort of brand as prominently into the NFT space as we possibly can. In the long run, what we're going to do is we're going to integrate Deep Red Sky into the Parler app. So you're going to see a lot more crossover between the two. So things like NFT avatars, we're going to have trending NFTs, we're going to have NFT galleries. We're going to try and make the NFT story more social, right? That's what we're going to try and do in the long run.
Well, as with anything, guys, when you start to talk about, uncancelable and these different types of things, you get a lot of pushback. And so we saw a lot of that in the early days of Parler. I think so you had some pretty bad server problems and stuff like that.
We got kicked off, that's right. Yeah, that was kind of an exciting time. Amazon deplatformed us. We have a lawsuit against them. But yeah, I mean, look, the blockchain is the natural evolution of uncancelable technology. This is why we embraced it, because turn everyone's computer into your own server by making a database on everyone's computer. It means that no one can cancel you at the end of the day. This is why we wanted to embrace it. And I think the free speech community around the world should embrace blockchain fully, because it's a great way to get content out there. You've already seen some studios, and there's a couple of studios in England which have done this already. They're actually only uploading content on blockchain. They launched their own tokens. They've launched their own chains. They want to store their social content on the blockchain because they know that nobody can come after it in that particular avenue. So we want to embrace it. We want to be here. That's why we're doing so much in the NFT space. We have big plans for this space. We have a very extensive product roadmap over the next 6 to 8 months. So there's a lot going on.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about that. Obviously there's quite a few. I have a fairly sophisticated audience. A lot of them are political, but at this point they've been watching, and then I have a lot of crypto. But what are you using to build the NFT marketplace? Are the NFTs, are they on a certain chain?
Yeah.
Your own chain?
Yeah, so we're using Solana.
Okay.
We very much like Solana. It was quite funny that when we launched with Melania last year, when we sort of helped her power her platform for her sales of NFTs. They were so successful that one of the Solana nodes broke, which was kind of ironic at the time. But Solana is a great chain. It's less congested than ETH. We enjoy it. We like using it. It obviously has its own issues, its own problems. We've worked with Solana Foundation to try and talk about a few of those. We have a very good technical relationship with them as well. We are looking at other chains as well. We are always looking at ETH. Obviously, ETH's very popular. I don't think we're going to do anything there until they move to proof of stake rather than proof of work. So that's kind of like where we are right now. And in the future, we may launch our own token. We may launch our own chain. Obviously, that's a much, much bigger undertaking. So we still haven't got there yet, but we're looking at that too.
Very cool. So you're obviously making a big play in the space. A lot of respect for you for that. One of the things that even just as things move forward after the election and everything else, I kind of and probably you did too. I mean, there's time for fighting, and then there's a time to just you get your head down and work, and save your dry powder for when you need it. But what is your goal at NFT NYC? What is your goal here at NFT Expoverse, and where do you go from here?
I mean, the goal here really is brand awareness. That's the main thing we're pitching right now. We want people to know we're in the space. There's a couple of things we're trying to do. One is brand awareness, and the other is to show that we're a future-facing brand as a whole, right? We want to be a future-facing company. In my personal opinion, I'm sure the whole team will be bored of me saying this by now, but I don't think the future of social media lies in just having the same kind of microblogging or Facebook posts or whatever you're looking at. That's kind of like the battle of yesteryear, right? So where's social media going to be in 5 years? Social media is going to be more chain integrated. It's going to be more NFT integrated. So if we want to be a company which is going to be around in 5 to 10 years, we have to do something in that space right now. So I want to position this business to be future facing. I think the NFT market is the right place to be. I think we want to, that's why we're making such a big play in it, but also it's because we want to raise the brand awareness for Deep Red Sky. We want to raise the brand awareness for Parler and show that we're this future-facing brand.
Very good. And what are your plans from here? Where's your next stop?
Well, I have a newborn at home, so
congratulations, man.
Thanks very much. So my next stop is going home.
Wives like that.
But next week I'm in Texas. I'm speaking in Texas at the end of next week. The week after that, I'm doing some stuff with national media, PBS, doing a show with Kara Swisher from the New York Times, and then Jonathan Haidt, who wrote The Coddling of the American Mind about free speech in America. The team are doing very extensive NFT tours. They're doing NFT Nashville. We've got, I think, Fort Lauderdale next year. There's a couple of other NFT conferences we're looking at as well. And then I'm speaking again at another NFT conference, I think at the end of this year, which I forget which city it's in, but I think it's in Florida.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Well, very cool. So he's on stage in about 15 or 20 minutes. It's been a pleasure to have you on here. If somebody wants to get involved, if somebody wants to start putting their NFTs on there, how do they do it? How do they find you guys?
That is a great question. Probably media@parler.com is the easiest way to get in touch with us, or Discord server. We have a Deep Red Sky Discord server. They can shoot a question to the site through support. That will get answered. We are looking at a few NFT collections from people who have reached out, so there's definitely a possibility to try and get it on the site. We'd like to try and entertain some more of our consumers with their NFT collections. We're working with a couple of other businesses as well to try and promote their business, do some partnerships in the space, so you'll be hearing more about that soon too.
Very cool. And just before I let you go, kind of to expand on that question, and maybe you just alluded to it, are you working or working towards having these NFTs be a place for people to publish different content?
We haven't really gone down the content angle yet, to be honest. We've sort of looked at it. I like to think that you can publish content on Parler, the social app. So as a result, we've tried to promote that in terms of publishing content. But the NFT collections really we're putting out are currently we want to tie into utilization. So tickets for events, experiences, AMAs, all those kind of things are what we're pushing with the NFT market right now.
Very good. Good. Appreciate it, man.
Great to meet you. Great to see you.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.